Look what you've done! I didn't do it! It was Cupid! You were the one that brought this monster in here, so if I can't get him, at least I'll get you! Pardon me, I have to go now.
Wait. Didn't we use this intro already? Yeah, so? Are you just recycling intros now to compensate for your lack of creativity? Pardon me, I have to go now. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jake. This channel is called Jake of All Trades, and Hanabie decided to put out a live version of Pardon Me, I Have to Go Now, and so, like I have to do with everything on this channel,
It's the law!
I have to do a compare and contrast between the studio version and the live version, because the studio version, as with many Hanabie songs, is crazy chaotic, and I love to see how they implement that chaos live. Like, how much is production, how much is, like, they're just really as back and forth as they are in the studio version. So I'm really curious to check this out. Without any further ado, let's get started. Okay, even though I already reacted to this once, we're gonna load it up in our minds. Pardon me, I have to go now. Hanabie. Official music video. Here we go. The way that I'm noticing all the, like, kind of Japanese style buildings that they have in a lot of their music videos. Seems to be a general theme. Let's have the lyrics on this time. God, I can't imagine how uncomfortable that must be. Understandable after that scene. Forgot about that little break in there. Glad they didn't do that to Oh, he did. Forgot about that. God. Oh, I didn't notice that chord before at the end. It's kind of disconcerting. They're having a good time. Okay, here we go. Live version of Pardon Me, I Have to Go Now. Here we go.
やっぱり最高につながろうさ。でもまだいける。今日が最高だよって一緒に思わせ
I hear they're coming to Chicago, so I'm gonna think we're gonna go to that show. Good live. Ooh, that layering. That was cool. Okay, so they had that on the backtrack. Oh, she's still. Oh my god. The way she's able to switch so easily is crazy. The sarcastic facial expressions she has too are pretty fun. I love that layering, that is so good. God, this would be such a fun show to be at. Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm buying my ticket. All right, so I had to go back and review the live version and the studio version again, just section by section, so I could try to pull out the differences and similarities between the two, as I want to do on this channel. And some of the things that I was noticing, by the way, I said I'm getting my ticket. In between the reaction and this post-reaction analysis, I'm like, I'm buying my ticket, and I did, so I'm going Chicago, March 11th. I'm going to be there. Anyway, some of the differences I'm seeing between the two different versions is in the live version, there's a lot more of a buildup by Yukina as it's starting to get to the heavy part. You know, she's getting the crowd engaged and stuff. And when the band comes in, she actually does some screaming and some yelling. Again, really good way to get the crowd engaged, and that's not something that's present on the studio version. Speaking of the studio version, I was wondering if the Pardon Me I Have to Go Now was going to be like something that Yukina said live. Turns out it's actually on the backing track with the other non-guitar based drum instrumentals. That was kind of interesting. To be honest, I was a little bit disappointed. Just wanted to see her do that live. But anyway, no big deal. And plus the other thing too, I think the mixing on the live version could have been a little better. The guitar and bass, I've heard them sound better in other live versions of songs, and so I feel like it just could have been done a little bit better, but it wasn't bad by any means. And if you listen to any of my recordings, you'd be like, this sounds amazing compared to anything I do. So I'm not in a position to criticize, but I still have heard some baby metal ones that were really, really well recorded live. So I think the mixing here could have just been dialed up a little bit, especially on the instrumentals. Getting into the verse, Yukina, one of the big things I noticed was Yukina does a lot more of the clean spoken word stuff longer. because in the studio version, she only goes about halfway doing the cleans, and then she starts screaming for the other half. And then in the live version, she's clean all the way up until like Happy Sunday, or like right about the Happy Sunday part, right before Matsuri's vocals come in. Which, speaking of her, she does the regular singing in the studio version as you were to expect, but live she does a little bit more of a shout, like a crowd engagement sort of version of that line. I mean, she still keeps the main melody, but then like at some point, instead of following the da 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 da, she's like da 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 da, you know. So the way that they riled up the crowd and got them engaged in the song, I thought was really, really well done. The other thing too that I noticed while Matsuri's singing her part and Yukina comes in with the screams, the blend that they have, the layering between the cleans and the screams is really, really well done in the live version. I love it. And actually, I didn't really notice it in the studio version until I heard it in the live version and went back to listen to it in the studio version. I'm like, oh, that is there. So things you pick up on with multiple listen-throughs and listening through different versions. It's kind of fun. So then in the chorus, Yukina just never ceases to amaze me with how she's able to seamlessly transition between the growls and the screams to like the high squeaky clean vocals. It's like flipping a switch. There's no easing into it. It's just like like holy crap. I don't know how she's able to do that. That takes some amazing skill, so props to her on that. One thing, after the chorus ended, there was a lot more crowd engagement going on that obviously wasn't as present in the studio version, because you don't have a crowd to rile up or engage. I mean, you do in a way, but not in the same way as the live version. You know what I mean. Over-explaining. Then getting into the second verse, the second verse and the pre-chorus, I think the rest of it was pretty comparable between the live and the studio versions. They follow pretty much everything. The only thing I think I noticed that was kind of a major difference was that there was a less of that high squeaky vocal as the song was progressing, and like Yukina just stayed more in her screaming throughout the rest of it, whereas in the studio version it's layered the screaming and the high squeaky clean vocals. So those are some of the main things I noticed between the two songs. Again, I enjoyed the video so much that I'm like, okay, they are coming on tour, right? Because ever since I got back to the US, I had been kind of keeping an eye out for some of the bands that I react to on this channel to see if they're coming to the States. And Hanabie apparently showed up in Madison, Wisconsin, less than a month after I got back to the US, and I had no idea they were there. So it's like, oh, I can't believe I missed that. Then the next time they came, it was, I don't know, maybe several months later or something, they were in Minneapolis, and I'm like, okay, I mean, a little bit of a trek, but that'd be worth going to. I mean, they're flying all the way from Japan, But then things didn't quite work out with that, so I'm like, I need to find a way to be able to get to see these bands. And so I'm like, okay, this inspired me to check out, are they coming to the US this year? And they are. Chicago, March 11th. And so I'm going to be there. I just bought my ticket, like I mentioned, and so I'm excited to see them. That's it for this post-reaction analysis and the compare and contrast. Let me know what you think and what you think I missed, some of the things I may have not picked up on. And if you want me to check out other Hanabie songs or other bands you want me to check out, or if you want to see any guitar covers, vocal covers for some reason, or shorts ideas that are music related, drop them in a comment. I'll give you a shout out whenever I do any of those videos. I also want to thank Joe S for supporting me on Patreon. I really, really appreciate it. That's all for this video. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless you. Pardon me. I gotta go now. Rock on.